Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us for a live demonstration of SanDiegoHomeservice.com. My name is Matt Weiner. I'm with Investing House, Inc., the company who built the SanDiegoHomeservice.com platform. And I really appreciate you joining us today. So we're going to spend a little bit of time just real briefly talking about the company and kind of why we're here and why we built this platform. And then we're going to jump right into a full demonstration of the platform itself. I'll show you what it can do, kind of how it does it, and how you can use the platform to your business's advantage. During all that time, if you have any questions or anything specific you want addressed, you can feel free to chat those messages into us, and we will do our best to answer them as you ask them. If we don't get to your question during the presentation, we'll definitely get back to you via email directly following the presentation. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and just jump right into this. So like I said, the name of the company, parent company, is Investing House, Inc. And we built the San Diego Home Service platform with a few different things in mind. Our purpose has always been to empower businesses to connect more effectively with their ideal customers. And with this platform specifically, getting to this point, we've spent over 3 years and about $1 million developing what we're about to go through. So it's not like we just decided, yesterday, hey, let's build a website and try to make some money off of it. We're really dedicated to the goal of helping businesses become more transparent, more connected with their customers, and doing that through technology. So that being said, our goal as a company is not to become your marketing provider. It's not to replace anyone that you have working for you now. It's simply to remove the middleman and give you access to the tools that you need to create unlimited visibility for yourself. So that being said, let's just take a real quick look at search, what it is. So it's essentially a really simple concept. Search engines like Bing and Google, they want to display the most relevant, the most helpful information possible to their users. And that's how they create value and, a loyal following for their search engine. So if I go into Google and I search for ice cream and I get a whole bunch of pages about gymnastics and all kinds of other stuff not related to ice cream, I'm going to be confused and I'm going to have wasted my time, and most likely I'm not going to come back and use that search engine. So the whole thing there is that they really want to provide helpful, useful information that makes you want to come back and use their service again. So the idea as a business is that you want to give search engines that information that they can display to their users, and that creates a win all around because they get the content and the end user gets the content that's relevant. That creates value for the search engine, and it creates visibility for you as a business. So that's the concept of it. It's really pretty simple when you think about it, but where it gets a little bit more complex is with how that happens. So search engines, let's talk a little bit about Google specifically. They require certain formats and certain practices and certain things to optimally index your content. So these include things like keyword density, so how many times, on a given page does your keyword or key string appear within that content, geographical location, where are you, what city are you in, more specifically what neighborhood, or zip code are you in, external and social links, so who's linking to you and saying that your site or your pages are valuable, keywords, tagging, like things like meta tags, which are descriptive text that search engines actually look at directly to see, hey, what's this page about? Where should I serve this up? Where should I show this? Things like geotags, which, again, tell search engines specifically what location your content takes place in. OG tags, it's short for Open Graph Tags, and that's for social media sites. So when we share stuff, we say, a social media site might say, how do I display this information? And what these tags tell them is, hey, display this little picture, this thumbnail image, put this title here, put this author here, so it looks like this for your users. Various other micro tags, like an author tag, which actually pins you as the author of a specific piece of content, so that no matter where it's shared or syndicated, you always get credit for being the author or the originator of that content. And those go on and on and on and on and on. And then you look at, it looks at things like user experience. So how is your site laid out? Is it real easy to use? Are you getting, really good click-throughs, or are people bouncing from the site, not able to navigate through it? It looks at dynamic elements like feeds and, buttons and syndication. Are you bringing in content, exporting content, all that kind of stuff? Freshness and relevance of content. URL structure, so is your site laid out that the pages are very easy for search engines and users to navigate through, or are they like overlapped and pages are, you've got duplicate information, your URLs are about 1 million miles long, they're really, no one could ever remember them, and that kind of stuff, as well as increasingly social consumption. So how is that information from your digital presence being seen, consumed, shared on social media? And so that's just a few of the things that you really have to take into consideration when you're looking at optimizing a digital presence. And so to do that, the tools and the knowledge to do all this, it's out there. So if you're asking, hey, can I do this on my own? Absolutely you can. And the question isn't whether or not you can do it, it's whether or not you have the time to do it, the knowledge to do it, and the money to do it. Because on your own out there, it's a big, big internet, and the fragmented nature of these tools, where you have to go out and find all of these things and basically strap them together yourself. Just the amount of knowledge that you need to know even where to start. So what are all these things that we just talked about and more, and how do I kind of put together a checklist to do that? And the last thing, like I said, if you do find all the tools that you want to use and you get the knowledge, what does it cost you to do that, and what is it going to cost you moving forward to utilize those tools? So the kind of 3 biggest barriers into getting into this space for a business are fragmentation, complexity, and cost. And so those are really the 3 big things that we're looking at when we built this platform. Is how can we automate this process so it's so simple and so easy for a business owner to use that all they really have to do is publish the content, which is what you know best about your business and about your industry, and automate the rest of it. Bake in all of the tagging and the optimization and all of that stuff so that you don't even have to think about that as a business owner, but it gets done. And then, as far as the fragmentation, put all those tools in one place where, you don't have to log into 150 different accounts every day. It's just one place. And in doing that, how can we make it incredibly cost-effective for you as a business? Because it's not just about, your time and your energy, but it's about, at the end of the day, how much is this going to cost you to do, and how do you generate a return based on that? So taking all of this and putting it into one place effectively levels the playing field across any industry. From the hugest company to the smallest company, if you publish more content and you do it more consistently than your competitors, you will win in your local space, and that's just a fact. So what I want to do with that in mind is really jump in, take away from all these text-filled slides and preaching that I'm doing here, and really just jump into the site and walk you guys through, what it looks like, how it works, like I said, and what the individual features are that comprise the SanDiegoHomeservice.com platform. So let's go ahead and get out of here, and what you're looking at, should be looking at on your screen now, is the homepage of SanDiegoHomeservice.com. All right, so to start with this, let's just take a look. What you see here is a bunch of different content, right? A bunch of different types of media. And this media is really a cross-section of the site and all the media that's being published by the businesses on the site. So you see featured photos, and you see deals and specials, and you see videos, and you see providers and services and all this stuff. Well, what this is intended to be is really just some additional visibility for the businesses who are publishing. All of this content is displayed here based on the most recent. So as new content is published on the site, it becomes visible on the homepage, and that's a never-ending process. So it's really a way to serve users with the most relevant, or I should say at least most recent content here. And kind of along those same lines, on the top level page is the media libraries page. So what this is a way for an end user to come to the site and say, hey, I want to look at specifically articles or photos or videos or a type of, deals even. And once they do that, they can actually filter them by things like the business type, by the actual business, by a broad keyword search. So if you just wanted to look for something like, paint, whatever the case may be, you can do a search, and what you get is the content on the site that's relevant to that. So keep in mind that this is one way. If someone types in SanDiegoHomeService.com or finds us, on the site itself on search engines, this is a way that they can navigate through and engage the content that's on here. But this isn't the most important benefit of the platform. So you look at a lot of platforms, and that's how they work. They generate traffic to the platform, and then you might get some that trickles down through your business, by having your name and your phone number on there or something like that. That is not what this is, and I want to be very, very, very clear about that, because it looks similar in some ways to a platform like, what you might see out there, but it's not the same model that we're following. What this is the end user's view of what you're publishing, but the real value to you as a business is that all the stuff you're publishing indexes individually in search engines and gives you potential entry points where users can find your business, and it comes directly into your presence, not into the site where they go and look at all your competitors, but directly into your digital presence. So that's a really key concept to keep in mind as we're looking through all this stuff. And with that in mind, let's start to drill down a little bit farther into a category. So we're going to click on painting here. And what you see here, this is the category page. So this is specific to a type of category, in this case painting, lists all of the businesses that are present in this category. These are primary and these are secondary. You get a primary and a secondary category if each of them apply to you. You can have one of each. So then if you scroll down below that, we see content here that's specific to the category. So this is designed to make this page more relevant for the actual industry or category term. Then what you see are a bunch of articles here. These are all syndicated in from the businesses who are publishing within this category. So it's an additional way to give your business some exposure from here. If you're publishing more articles than anyone else, you're going to have a lot more exposure than anyone else. And that's within the site and without the site on search engines and social media and everywhere else. The next thing you want to notice here is that there's a whole section dedicated to areas of San Diego. So these actually all generate dynamic pages that associate that area specifically. So like Pacific Beach or La Mesa with your business and your category or your industry type, and it creates a page that's really relevant to not only that area but your business as well. So it's a way that you can get nice search visibility within a specific area for your specific services. And again, that's part of that kind of transparent complexity where we've built all that in so that you don't even have to think about it. I'll show you in a minute. In the admin panel, you just select the areas that you service, and all of that is automated for you. So from here, let's go ahead and click in, and let's actually look at what the storefront on the site looks like. So this is your business's homepage. This is essentially where everything that you publish is kind of put together for the user. The first thing that you see here is this slider. This is done in HTML5, so it displays on Macs and mobile phones and iPhones and iPads and whatever else is out there and is going to be out there. It displays nicely, and that goes for the whole site. It displays nicely on whatever you're looking at it on. So what this is just a way to engage your user without them having to scroll or click or do anything else. As soon as they land on your page, they're going to see these 7 slides. And those are your obviously your logo in a high-res image here, your social media accounts in a contact form. This is a customizable piece of text that you can customize as far as a welcome message for your business. It gets into an article snapshot that shows all the articles that you're publishing. Shows all the photos that you're publishing right here. These are actually links that they can click on, so kind of cool. Gets into the videos, and then it gets into the deals. The last one being a map of your location. So The whole idea there is that you, like I said, can engage a user without them even having to move around or click or scroll or do anything like that. But if they do, below what we're going to find are a couple things. So obviously all your contact information, we're going to find link to your website and all that good stuff because we want to keep your entire digital presence linked together. A contact form, the social badges that you've added, and really most importantly here is the company media toolbox. So what this is all the tools that we've built in this is essentially where they display. Like I said, every single thing you publish here lives on a unique URL that can be individually indexed and searched, but we display it all in one place here. It adds to the experience that the user has. So you can go in and we'll take a look at services. You can add all the services that you offer here, outside or even more on a granular level than your category that you're displayed in. You can do a text description for each of those, and that helps with, again, explaining to people exactly what it is that you do best, but also that is all textual and indexes in search. Then you got the review section, which is a really cool part. A registered member, by the way, users of the site can register for free, which allows them to have their own little storefront where they can save all your information. They can subscribe to you as a business. They can snip your deals and grab those and kind of interact with you. They can get a live feed of your info. You can do a whole lot of things, and that's completely free to the end user. So if they have registered, they're able to actually leave a review for your business along with the star rating and some text. You as a business can respond to those reviews either privately or right in line here, so you would see the response along with the original review. The other cool piece of this is that we've integrated Yelp so that by just pasting in your Yelp URL, you can actually bring in your top 3 reviews from Yelp and display them here, which gives you a nice little bit of third-party validation without having to send your user all over looking for it. They're just right here on the page, and they get that feedback. The next thing I want to look at here is called feeds, and these are RSS feeds, which are essentially an XML stream of information, so that allow you to subscribe and others to subscribe to your information. So if you, let's say, have another business that you work with, or someone who does a blog that's just really good information, or whatever, a distributor, whatever it may be, and you want to display that information on your site because you think that would be really helpful to your consumers, you can do that by subscribing to their RSS feed and plugging in the URL in the admin panel, which I'll show you in a minute. That'll actually display here, and it'll update dynamically as they update it. So So the cool thing about that is it allows you to bring in content from all over the place and display it in a way that still gives that person credit. You're not just stealing their content, and you don't have to keep pasting it in every time they update. It's real time, and it's really helpful and nice and relevant to engage your consumers. Now this actually works the other way around as well. So every piece of information that you create or that you publish creates an RSS feed for you as well. So let's just take a look at this right here, and you see your articles, photos, videos, and deals all have RSS feeds, and then you can, any user or another business can actually copy that and put it into their feed reader as well. So that gives you credit for the content, and it's really kind of a cool way to get your content, your information, and your media syndicated and sent across the net. So that's what RSS feeds are. And again, like I said, I'll show you how to do that in the admin panel in just a minute. Map we'll skip over for time's sake. It just shows your map location. Podcasts. So this is kind of a newer feature that we put in here. It actually allows you to add audio files to your presence here. So if you wanted to do just like record an audio, I don't know, interview or like a talk show format, a Q&A, whatever it may be, a song. If you want to write a little song, you could do that, a jingle. But it allows you to upload that here directly. And it will also allow you to syndicate that to iTunes, where people can then subscribe to your podcast and get updates as you are uploading more files as well. Again, you're going to notice here, and this is pretty much consistent throughout the whole site, is there are a lot of opportunities for people to share and syndicate and favorite and bookmark and email and do all that stuff with your content. So we want it to be very consumable. We want it to be very easy to engage and very easy to share this in the hopes that it's generating more exposure for you, the business owner. Okay, so let's jump into, you see these 4 blue tabs. Now these are kind of the pillars of content. They're the 4 main media types that are within the site: articles, photos, videos, and deals. Okay, so let's click into articles, and we'll just take a look at this. So this is what the articles page looks like. Again, each one of these lives on a unique URL, and I'll click into this one to kind of show you. And it's all optimized for search. So this is the URL that is for this article specifically. It can be shared, which all links back to here. It can be syndicated, bookmarked, all that. And so, you know, as you look through these articles, you can kind of see how just by publishing the information that you know and that you have in your head, you can really start to build up a pretty formidable library of information that's, you know, being searched, being found, and being consumed online, you know, all pretty easily, pretty simply. And the same thing goes for articles, the same thing goes for photos here. You can create unlimited albums, and within those albums, you can actually create or upload unlimited photos. So, you know, you could do an album for each of your projects. You could do each for an area of San Diego, for whatever the case may be. You've also got videos. One of the really cool things about the video section of the site is that we give you the ability to do one of 2 things. You can bring in videos from YouTube or Vimeo, excuse me. If you have them out there already, you can just paste the URL in, it'll grab a little thumbnail image, and it'll put it in here, and that's cool. It's a really good way to do it if you're limited for time. But you can actually upload the video files here into your own digital media player, which is advertisement-free and high definition. And by doing that, you don't get, you know, subjected to, like, the advertising on YouTube for competitors or whatever the case may be. You actually own your content. It lives here within your storefront, and you can then syndicate it out to YouTube automatically through our system, but you actually own where it is. You don't get advertisements sold against your content that you're creating, and again, like I said, it's high definition. You can embed it and share it anywhere else. So that's one of the really, really cool things about the site, is that that video player, which if you were, let's just say, to buy it on your own, would cost you a significant amount of money to have that private, you know, privately owned and operated video player. So it's one of the things that I find is pretty cool about the site. And then the last section here that we're going to look at before we jump into the admin panel are the deals. So just looking at this is a glimpse of what the deal looks like. We can click into the detailed view. We've built a deals engine into this that allows you as a business to create your own deals with a lot of flexibility. So you can create promotions and deals and, you know, specials and all that kind of stuff here. One of the things I'm sure you've all heard of, like Groupon and Living Social, which are really cool daily deal sites, but their criteria are pretty strict, and they don't necessarily always fit within this industry. So, you know, 50% off of your service and then splitting that 50% with them, so making 25% of what you would normally make, doesn't necessarily jive with you know, the costs of labor, et cetera, on a home service job. And so there's not a lot of flexibility there with those types of sites and products. What we wanted to do is to not only give you the flexibility to create whatever kind of deal it is that you wanted to do, but also completely keep our hands off of that in terms of, you know, collecting revenue or whatever the case may be. So you can create unlimited deals and specials through this. You can syndicate them to your social accounts. You can share them. You can email them. You can link to them from whatever else you're doing. And it's completely unlimited. It's completely included with what you're doing, and there's no additional cost for any of that. So in my opinion, it's actually one of the cooler things of, you know, within the whole platform is the ability to do this. So I mentioned briefly here syndicating deals to your social networks. This is another amazing piece of technology that's built into this platform. No matter what it is that you're doing, whether it is your articles, photos, videos, or deals, you can actually connect all of your social media accounts, and each of those things, as you publish them, will syndicate automatically with no additional steps to all of those social media accounts. So just right off the top, without even doing anything additional, if you connect 5 social media accounts, you're getting 5 times the exposure with the exact same amount of work that it would be just to post it in one place. And so that, to me, as far as efficiency, is one of the really, really, really valuable parts of this site. And what I want to do is I'm actually going to take us into the admin panel here, and I'll show you how that social connection works, and then I'll show you how the publishing works, and we'll even do an example just to kind of show you how it syndicates real time, and I'll show you on all those social networks what it looks like. So what you should be seeing here is the command center. Let's see if I'm still logged in. Cool. And so this is essentially where you control everything that we just looked at. So everything from your own information, your contact info, to your photos, to your content you're creating, your social media accounts, everything is done here. So for time's sake, we're going to kind of just skim over some of this stuff. Company info and contact info, it's really pretty simple. It's just where you add the information that you want to be displayed for you. So one of the first things you're going to want to do is go in and customize your About Us and your welcome message, and make sure your phone number and all that stuff's, you know, accurate and the best info. Now, once we move past that, we're going to see here articles, photos, videos, podcasts, deals. All of these are going to look really similar in terms of the layout. So you've got your type of media, you've got a location, which is actually going to tell search engines, you know, this is where this took place or this is where it's targeted towards. You've got a title, which should be very descriptive, and keywords. And then if you click Start Writing, it's going to bring you into either type in or copy paste your article, whatever it may be. Each of these main pages also has insights that give you a little bit of information about, you know, how are people using the information that you're posting here? How many people are seeing it? How many people are sharing it? What are they doing with it? That kind of stuff. And again, like I said, that's going to be pretty consistent throughout each of these main media types: photos, videos. The photos has a multi-uploader, so you can upload hundreds of photos at a time if you choose to do that. So it's pretty slick, you know, in terms of not having to go one at a time and pick through your photos. Here's the videos. Like I said, you can upload your own files or just pull in YouTube or Vimeo videos. Very straightforward. You've got podcasts. You've got your deals. Again, like I said here, you've got a lot of flexibility. You can do a deal that is, you know, retail cost, and then your discounted price, and it'll calculate the percentages and everything else in between that. You can do a flat rate, so it's $100 for this product or this service, or you can just do a text-only deal, which gives you, you know, ultimate flexibility, and say, hey, free in-home consultation for, you know, the first 100 people, or whatever the case may be. There's a lot of flexibility there for you to create those, and you can create as many of those as you want and syndicate them out to your social channels, which is just, I mean, I still can't believe how, you know, how amazing that is to be able to do that. 10 years ago, if you know, you told me that you'd be able to go online, create your own deal, and syndicate it out to, you know, 100 different networks through the internet with the click of a button, I'd tell you to, you know, get lost and leave me alone. But it's amazing that today it's a reality, and here it is, you know, built into just as a small piece of this product. So anyway, sorry, I'll get off my soapbox there and get back into this. So that's the deals section. Services and areas served is another cool part. Like I said before, remember, if you don't service an area, or you do, you can come here and just, you know, change that information very simply, very easily. Easy to be, you know, toggled there. And then you can also add information to your services. Let's just say, you know, I want to do blah, 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 blah. You can add your description there and save it. So you can get very detailed about what it is that you actually do. Then RSS feeds, this is that section. Like I said, you simply plug in a URL for an XML feed or an RSS feed, and it's going to bring that information directly into your site. Very straightforward there. And then here we go with the coolest part. So I'm going to just run through this with you. I put in a few of these accounts for time's sake. I'm going to remove this account, the Facebook account, and just show you what that process looks like. So I'm logged into Facebook here already. I click Add Facebook. It's going into Facebook and saying, hey, what, you know, I'm requesting the permissions. Boom, here it is, and it says, okay, here you go. Which accounts do you want to post to? So I've got a personal account. I've got a couple of business accounts. I'm just going to say San Diego Home Service for our demonstration. And I submit it. It says, okay, cool. It's been updated successfully, right? Whoops. Okay, so These are all connected. So just a quick point of interest here. The links here on the left are for the badges on your site that go out to those social media sites. The connections here are actually for the syndication, so it's application level permissions to say, hey, I can post, the information automatically that you're publishing here. So these are important on the left, but these are absolutely critical on the right. And I know a lot of people out there might right now be saying, well, I don't use social media. My kids, even my grandkids maybe use it, and they just use it for gossip and, whatever the case may be, and share their photos or whatever it is. That is definitely one aspect to social media, and I think that's the one that turns a lot of people in business off to it, is that it's so, superficial. It's just kind of, it's gossip. But a couple things to keep in mind with social media. One, a lot of businesses that have been around for a really long time use word of mouth and referral business. I'm sure a lot of you are thinking, yeah, I do word of mouth and referral business. Well, social media is that on steroids. It's the conversation that's happening around your business based on the service that you provide and the experience that your customers have. So whether or not you choose to use social media to your advantage, it's out there and there is a conversation happening. So, taking a little time to set this account up and it's free, and to really engage in that conversation, to me, is a no-brainer for business, because what you're saying is that, you appreciate the fact that people are talking about you, and you're encouraging people to share their experiences, which really just creates another level of transparency between you and your customers, both current and potential. So enough preaching about social media. It's a really, really important part of it. And in fact, the second part of that I didn't even mention is that even if you don't believe in it at all and you don't want to use it for referral and word-of-mouth business or anything else, search engines now are taking a really, really good look at how is this page, is this site, is this platform, is this presence connected through social media, and they're giving benefit to those people who are connected well. Whether or not you're using it, obviously the more you use it, the better. But the fact that you have it connected and integrated is a big plus in terms of the search engines, especially with Google. So even if for no other reason other than I'm just asking you to do it, please go set those accounts up. I'm not even saying you have to do it with us, but just go set them up. Spend a little tiny bit of time every week or month there and add a couple friends just like you would normally, out and about. Just request people that might be interested in your business, and I think you'll be amazed at what that does over the long term for your business. Okay. So I'm done with the social media rant, but now I'm going to show you a social media syndication, which is really, really cool. Okay, so I connected these accounts, if you remember. I'm going to go in here to articles, and I'm just going to pop in a real quick article here, put in a zip code. I'm going to put a title as test article. I'll do a keyword that just says test, start writing, okay? So this is what the article creation process looks like. I'm going to put in just a test for social syndication. All right, and a title. So every piece of content on the site is going to have these titles. It's going to have a title and a description, a meta title and meta description. What you want to do is, for the meta title, you want to be at about 70 characters, and you want to be really descriptive as far as what this content is about, what your business is, and where this is. So you want to do a geo area, your business name, and a little bit of information about, what's actually being typed here or published in the photo or whatever the case may be. So 70 characters, I'm not going to do that now. I'm just going to put test in there for now. But the description is another really important one. And this is a 150 character, max, which should be just natural language. So write in sentences. And you're describing, again, very detailed what this content is. Now keep in mind, this isn't for users as much as it is for search engines. You're telling a search engine what this is about. And it's what they use as kind of a synopsis for what this page contains. So put a lot of thought into this and try to make it, both concise and very relevant to the content itself. Now, keywords you're going to see everywhere on all media types as well, and we've included them just because it's better to have them than to not, but they are increasingly less important than anything else that we're looking at here. So do not, stay up late at night trying to think of 1,000 keywords to put in here and just fill them all in. Just put 5 or 10 keywords in there that make sense for the type of media, and you'll be good to go. But if you are going to spend some time on it, spend the time on the title and the description. Like I said, title 70 characters, description 150 characters, and make them really specific to what that media is. Okay, so I'm going to submit this right now, and I will show you a few things. I'm going to show you what it looks like on the site. So we'll just click back over to our front page here. We'll go into the article library, and you can see, boom, here's your article, okay? Now, it's got a unique URL right here that you can see. And so, like I said, just to demonstrate, everything that's published has its own page, is optimized individually, and can be shared and saved and commented on individually. Okay, so that's what it looks like here. Now let's click over to Facebook, and let me just go ahead and refresh this. Scroll down. Yep, here it is. So this is our test article here from 41 seconds ago. Oops, I think I published it twice on accident, but no problem. Double the article fun today. We'll go over to our Twitter, and we will refresh this, and we should be able to see if and when that loads. Here's our article right here. And then we'll go over to LinkedIn as well, just to show you what that looks like. And it should be right in this main section. Check out my latest article, test article. Well, that's not really super engaging, but you get the point. So that's how it works. And you can see kind of what the power is of just using, that one click to not only produce an optimized and indexed URL for search engines, but to syndicate that information out through all the social media accounts that you have connected. So it's a really, really, really powerful tool. It's a really good exercise in efficiency and using your time, your valuable time, to its best. So that is pretty much what I wanted to show you as far as that piece of it. I'm going to take just a couple seconds here and go back and look at a couple of the questions that were chatted in during this presentation. And so if you have any, this would be a great time to ask them. And like I said, I'll try to get through everyone's, but I just want to spend a little bit of time doing that now, and then we'll be able to address the rest of them individually. So the first question here comes in and says, it's asking about the deals, and does it cost additional money to publish those deals? I think I mentioned it before, but good question. The deals and everything else on the site are included with what we're looking at here. So it's a holistic set of tools. It's not, piece by piece, and you pay this much for this and this costs extra. It's all included in this set of tools, and that includes unlimited deals, unlimited photos, unlimited articles and videos and podcasts and everything else that's here. So great question. I got a question here about the video section, and it says, so it's just confirming that there are no advertisements sold against the content hosted here, and that is absolutely correct. We do not sell any competitive or, at this point, any non-competitive advertising against any of your content, and that's the idea here, is that this isn't you publishing for us, this is you publishing for you, and that's a really important concept, so thanks for that question. And again, like I said, you can always publish that here and syndicate it out to YouTube. If you're getting good visibility from YouTube now, don't stop that, and that goes for anything else. But put it through a single point of contact and then syndicate it out to those channels. That way it all leads back. The funnel is a good visual there. So it all comes back down the funnel, and it's all going towards one place where you're in control of it. Great questions. Okay, a couple of questions about the social media. The one I think might have been before I went on my rant where it asks, what's the value of setting up these accounts? So I think I covered that hopefully for you in talking about what the value is beyond just gossiping and beyond keeping up with your favorite, the cast of your favorite TV show. It's both in terms of the the word-of-mouth and referral business value and the conversation that's happening about your business, and actually the search benefit of integrating those accounts with your digital presence. So good question there. If you need any more clarification on that one, definitely shoot us a call or an email, and we'll get in depth there, and I could talk for days about it. Let's see. Okay, so another question on the social media syndication. It asks if you can re-syndicate that information. That's a great question. The answer is yes. By going back in and either editing or adding an additional piece of content, you can actually re-trigger the syndication to the social media account. So let's say if I have an album that's there and I go and add 5 new photos to it, it's going to re-syndicate and share that album throughout the social. At any point you want, you can actually come in here and disconnect these accounts. Let's just say you don't want to share with your Twitter for a while. You can just easily disconnect it here by clicking this button and reconnect it at any time. So very flexible on that stuff. Okay, so it looks like that was about it for questions for now. Again, definitely open to taking any more, and would encourage each of you to kind of reach out to your account representative who's dedicated to you and kind of pick their brain for helpful tips and information and anything else. So at this point, I guess what I want to do is just kind of wrap it up and let you all get back to the things that you have in front of you. I want to thank you all for taking the time and spending it with us here and really taking the chance to go through this. I hope that you see the value that's here. And I want to close by just saying, you know, these concepts are not something that we invented as a company. They're things that have been around for a long time and are tried and true. The value here is that we are integrators. We've taken all these things and made them very easy for you, made them very cost-effective for you, and made them very, very simple. So if you do this stuff with us or not, I highly, highly, highly encourage you to do these things. You know, publish content, index content, use social media, create this stuff and engage your customers. It's the direction that business is going online, even today, but increasingly over the next months and years, this is where things are going. So I hope that this has been, if nothing else, educational for you, and I do look forward to being able to speak with each and every one of you guys individually in the future. And again, thanks for joining us, and we will talk to you soon.